How's it going today, folks? Today we have our first ever deck profile on the channel. It is none other than Torrential River. This deck, I believe, will be probably the #1 contender for not only Dallas, but just in general. I believe it's very consistent, and this is a pretty rough draft of it, but this is, I believe, really close to what you would want to run. So, without further ado, we'll get into it. I'll put this here to just kind of show the focus of the video. But we have 9 Water Aura. 9 to me is a little high, but I do play more than 40 cards, you'll notice, in this deck, which I don't normally like to do, because you want to stay as consistent as possible in your deck, and it's just... yeah, you just want as consistent as possible. I just realized I did forget some cards that I would add, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So we do have 4 Chessies. Chessies is kind of the win con of the deck, in my opinion. You want this, and you want a lot of Water Aura, obviously. So we'll say that. Here's kind of a different controversial take, in my opinion. I do play Loveland Frogman in this deck. A lot of versions don't play this, but I just believe it's another target that they need to deal with. It helps you draw extra cards sometimes, and occasionally you'll get the effect off. It's not like I need to hit this, it's just nice. This could be sided out in certain matchups, so I think that's important to note. Oops. We have 1 Octopus. Again, the chassis is kind of the win con, so creating 8 tokens is just very powerful. It has double regen. It also has fleeting. Just a good card in general. It does cost a lot, but that's okay. We have 2 Crabs. Crab is just a great card. It's actually Walleye Crustacean, but I mean the community kind of just calls it Crab. But it's just a great card. It's very hard to deal with. If it kills a beastie, it draws a card, and just pretty low cost. 1 and 2 blue. Well, 2 Water Aura, but you know what I mean. We do have a proxy Loveland Mailman. I don't have quite enough Loveland Mailmans to make all my decks, because I do have a couple other decks, but I think 1 to 2 is probably right in this deck. Depends on how aggressive you want to be. I do believe this card should be in here for sure, but I'm just not sure how many you want. We got 4 Water Baby, or no, 3 Water Babies. I thought I had 4. Let me triple check that. I thought it was 4. I think maybe 3, maybe a couple more, but you might have to cut some other stuff. But 3 to 4 probably is the right number. Just a generic good card after you play Torrential River. Just 1 drop, and it'll draw more cards for you, and it deals 30 for a 1 drop isn't bad, so not bad. We got 2 Dampen. I would probably side the 3rd Dampen. Dampen, just a great card in water. I don't know if you necessarily need it in this deck, but it's obviously very nice to have. We got 1 River of Time, which we do play River. Just take another turn for 1. Obviously, when you want to do that is when you after your Torrential. Just a great card to follow up, and because then you also have. I mean, you can double Torrential, wipe their boards, and just do some crazy things with this card. Obviously, we do have we have our max copies of Torrential River. Just obviously the point of the deck. For those of you who don't know what I'll do, I'll read it. So you may deal 30 to target beastie, and it's important to note that it is target beastie. If a lake, I think, I don't know, but river, I'm sorry, is active, this page costs 0 to contract if you've already contracted a Torrential River, so you wouldn't necessarily do that. If not, each time you contract a water page this turn, bookmark 1, so you're drawing 1, and deal 30 damage to target page or caster, which is amazing. This damage ignores Stone Skin. So you're basically pinging everything on their board, whether it be a creature, or a beastie, whether it be an artifact. It's just a great card, and then you can just ping them with anything that's left over. And as we'll get into this, we'll actually just get into that now. So basically, the point is you're going to play Torrential River probably when you're around 5-6 mana. You're going to play these. I personally think you should hold these, or maybe unless you're opening with them, as well as your Mermaid Scales. You don't play any Dark, but this is a water page. So when you're playing Torrential River, you're just like, okay, ping you for 30. Ping you for another 30. Ping you for another 30. So it's just very great control. So anyways, we do play the 4 water artifacts. We got 4 lightning in a bottle, not 5. Deck is kind of tight on space. I think 4 is enough because you don't need to see it every single instance, but it is obviously very important to hit. We got 1 power up red, again proxy. I don't have a lot of power up reds in 2nd edition that I want to play, but yeah, power up red, just a great card. You want to play it in most decks. We got 3 Smoky Spirits. Again, I do have these actually, but just couldn't find them at the moment of making this video. This could probably be cut down to 2 or 1, or maybe even side them, but I like having it as an option. So, we got our 2 Terra. We got Lake and River, pretty standard. And then last, kind of the tech card in the main, I like Toxic Water because you can go Torrential River, Toxic Water, they're magic proof, whether that be an Akanto Dragon, whether that be, I don't know what else, lots of other things. You could take out Flying, and then attack it with Chessie, and it pings for 30. So it's just, I don't know, great card. It costs 0. And yeah, it can also be used to unburrow. So, some cards that I forgot to add, honestly. Bookmark, you would definitely add 2 bookmarks in this deck, as well as maybe Exquisite Sue. Probably not now that I'm thinking about it, because you just don't necessarily need the extra, the extra draw. But overall, that's this deck. Torrential River, definitely, like I said, it's going to be a contender. It's going to be strong in the meta. Thanks for watching, folks, and see you in the future.